back to Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. As I mentioned in the video last, we will be stripping down the Mobylette engine today, and so please see how we got on. Well, before we continue this strip down, obviously I've got the exhaust pipe off, and lots of the brackets, still working on some of these brackets before we actually get down to the main part of the engine. I've removed the magneto, that's okay. One thing I did notice though, so it was worth doing, if you can see around here on that part there, it was leaking oil, so obviously that was, the seal was gone, and so the bearings are a little bit rough now. So obviously that first start, they were obviously rusty, hadn't been used for years, so it's worth us replacing this part anyway. And I'm now at my favourite point. This is I've got the first circlip out, which goes in there, which holds this on. Then you've got a spacer washer, but now I've got to the point now where I've got this horrible little circlip further down there, which actually needs to be pushed apart. I do have somewhere, doesn't matter, I have the I've got several set of tools for circlip pliers, but I'm going to have to just persevere using my dentistry tools. But this time with the last clutch, I needed to, it didn't really matter, I just got it out because we replaced the clutch. This time I've got to be a little bit more careful, and I don't want to ripple me wrist again, which I did last time. So I'll just quickly show you inside with the endoscope. Just have a quick look. As you can see, it's deep down in there, but I'm not rushing this, so I will get it out with a bit of patience. And what I've done with these dentistry tools is just put like basically a little hook, bent them, a little hook on the end, so that should hopefully get them in there. It's just going to take a bit of patience, and pull that apart, and hopefully eventually that will come off without damaging the circlip. So I'll come back to you once I've got most of this stripped down, but I just wanted to show you that little awkward bit. Always a pain in the backside to get done every time, but I'll come back to you once we've got this off and a lot of the last bits of the brackets, etc. Well, after a little bit of patience, I think it's brain not brawn on this situation. I haven't actually cut my wrist open. I managed to get it out now with the dentistry tools. Well, it's open anyway. I'll leave it in there and actually just clip back on once we put the clutch back on later on. Well, so a lot of these bracketry things are fixed with the engine casing bolts, so we'll come back in a minute. So we might as well start getting the head off again. So these are 10mm bolts. We'll undo them diagonally again so we don't put too much strain on it. There we go. Oh dear, over tighten them one. There we go. I actually bought a smaller torque wrench recently, so which should allow me to get the right torque settings. Like the other one I've got was too big. Wouldn't go as low as these bolts. Okay, let me just get these out and we'll get the head off. Okay, just coming to the last bolt now. Okay, so there you go. Looks like the head has been leaking a little bit as well. Clean that up, and so we can get this cylinder off again. There we go. We've got new gaskets anyway, so there we go. Looks like that one's been leaking as well. Okay, so leave that for now. Come back in a minute. Right, and then we're just going to get these pins out of here. hopefully knock those through. Just use pretty much the same size socket. Hopefully tap this out. Okay, there we go. One piston. A little bit scored there. And take the little bearings out, which we did refurbish last time, and they're pretty good. See now, with that all loose, that's not good, very grindy. So right, now I've managed to get all the brackets off, so it's completely unbolted now. I've got the two magneto bolts out and just one exhaust stud, head stud that was stuck in there. So what I'm going to try and do now, so we're not keeping this, so it's okay, so it doesn't matter about the seals so much. So I'm just going to go around with a little bit of heat around the seals and the bearings, and then I'm going to go around the edge of here, and hopefully we can break the seal and come apart. Okay, so bear with me whilst I go around and do this, and I'll come back to you in a minute. So I've heated this up for a while, it's a little bit warm, and this is the right way, but we can, at least now we can start to prise this apart. Let me just use a screwdriver in there a little bit just to help it on its way. I think we're getting there, slowly. I think I might need a mallet, bear with me. Okay, so rubber mallet, it's usually, there we go, there we are. One set of horrible bearings, and same for the other side. Okay, back to the heat again, and I'll come back to you once that's out. With a bit more heat and a bit of persuasion, that's finally off. So there we go, one crankshaft. What I'm going to do, we're coming up to the end of this episode because I'll be filming, hopefully putting it back together again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in the, clean it up, put it in the freezer for a little while, so when we come back on the next one, this will be nice and cold, which will have contracted, and then actually go back into the new case easier than this one. So okay, and let's just have a quick look at these bearings in here. I don't know if you can see them very well. Let's put a little light on. If they are a bit rusty in there, let's have a little stick our finger in. I'll put it near the microphone. Can you hear how rough they are and loose? So the other one's going to be the same. worse. Yeah, not nice at all. And yeah, I think they're definitely gone. So I'm glad we're doing what we're doing. Okay, so what I'll be doing is, as I say, I'll be cleaning that up a little bit, and that can go in the freezer for the next episode. I've marked up the front of the engine because no, my luck, once I've started I wouldn't know what the front was. It's just the only way you can tell really is just this, the way that indent is there. So that'll be it. Clean it up, they can go in the bin, that can go in the bin, and then we'll start next time on the on doing the putting together again. The same thing as the beginning. Jenny hasn't moved at all. She's absolutely shattered organising this latest video. She hasn't seen the bearings yet. See, not that she's bothered, but yeah. So please join us next time whilst we repair or put it back together again, the engine, the Mobylette engine. So until then, you take care out there, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.